All right, future civil service, welcome back to the Deep Dive. It's February 18th, 2025, and we're kicking off part one of our daily current affairs download, specially curated for your UPSC journey.
That's right, we'll be dissecting those crucial news nuggets that could give you an edge in your exam prep.
Exactly. Think of this as your rapid revision round. Some of these might sound familiar, but hey, repetition is key, right? So let's get this knowledge party started, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss a beat. Okay, first up, something that touches every corner of the globe, global health. The WHO, that's the World Health Organization, just released the 2025 edition of the International Classification of Diseases, or ICD-11. And this might sound like a snooze fest, but trust me, it's way more interesting than it sounds.
You're absolutely right. ICD-11 is like the bedrock of global health data. Every time a doctor diagnoses a patient, every time researchers analyze health trends, every time policymakers decide where to allocate those precious healthcare resources, they're relying on ICD-11.
So it's kind of like a universal language for health, right? It helps us track diseases, understand patterns, and basically make sense of what's going on in the world of health.
Precisely. And what's really fascinating is that India plays a crucial role in all of this. The Central Bureau of Health Intelligence, that's CBHI for short, works directly with the WHI on developing and implementing ICD-11. Talk about India's global impact.
Okay, I'm officially impressed. See, this is why we do these deep dives, always something new to discover. Now let's shift gears from the world of health to something a little more flexible.
I see what you did there.
Haha, yes, I'm talking about yoga, and not just any yoga, but kind of gets you recognition and rewards. Nominations for the Prime Minister's Yoga Awards are officially open.
These awards are a big deal in the world of yoga. They shine a light on those individuals and organizations who are truly pushing the boundaries of this ancient practice, both in India and on the global stage.
It's about recognizing those who are not only mastering yoga themselves, but also sharing its incredible benefits with others.
Exactly. And the best part, the winners don't just walk away with bragging rights. They receive a trophy, a certificate, and a whopping 25 lakh rupees. Now that's some serious motivation to perfect that downward dog.
Right. Who wouldn't want to be rewarded for their dedication to health and well-being? Now let's travel back in time for a moment. We're talking ancient history, the kind that involves dusty scrolls and epic battles.
I always love a good history lesson.
Me too. Especially when it involves new discoveries. Get this, 3 never-before-seen inscriptions from the Kalyana Chalukyas era were just unearthed in Vikarabad district, Telangana. Now, for those of you who need a quick history refresher, the Kalyana Chalukyas ruled a large chunk of the Deccan region from the 10th to the 12th centuries.
They were known for their military prowess, their sophisticated administration, and their patronage of art and architecture.
And these inscriptions could hold clues to all of that. Imagine decoding these ancient texts and uncovering details about their reign, their culture, their battles, maybe even their daily lives. It's like a window into a fascinating chapter of Indian history.
It's incredible to think that we're still uncovering pieces of the puzzle centuries later.
Absolutely. Now let's fast forward to the present, where technology is playing a pivotal role in shaping the world around us.
And sometimes that technology is being used in the most unexpected ways.
Like using artificial intelligence to protect wildlife. Have you heard of the TrailGuard AI system?
I have, and it's a pretty remarkable innovation. Essentially, it's a camera system equipped with AI that can differentiate between humans, animals, and vehicles.
So imagine this, a camera hidden in the forest that's smart enough to know if it's looking at a harmless deer or a poacher trying to sneak in.
And if it detects any suspicious activity, it sends out real-time alerts to park rangers.
So it's like having a virtual ranger patrolling the forest 24/7, keeping a watchful eye on those endangered species.
It's a game changer in the fight against poaching technology and conservation coming together to protect our planet's precious biodiversity.
Speaking of interconnectedness, the Indian Navy is setting sail for Indonesia to participate in Exercise Komodo, a major multilateral naval exercise.
This isn't just about showing off fancy ships and impressive maneuvers. It's about 39 countries coming together to strengthen maritime cooperation and security in the Indo-Pacific region.
It's a platform for navies to learn from each other, to build trust, and to work together to ensure a peaceful and stable maritime domain.
It's a reminder that in today's interconnected world, collaboration is key to addressing global challenges.
Absolutely. Now let's turn our attention to a public health concern that's unfortunately making a comeback. Measles, a highly contagious viral disease, is seeing a resurgence, particularly in regions with lower vaccination rates.
It's a stark reminder of the importance of vaccination in preventing the spread of preventable diseases.
Vaccines are one of the most effective public health interventions ever developed. They save lives, prevent disabilities, and protect entire communities.
And yet there's still a lot of misinformation and hesitancy surrounding vaccines, which is contributing to these outbreaks.
It's a reminder that we need to continue to advocate for vaccination, to educate people about its benefits, and to ensure that everyone has access to these life-saving interventions. Now let's take a virtual trip to a biodiversity hotspot right here in India,
I'm always up for a wildlife adventure. Where are we headed?
to the Gatarni Hat Wildlife Sanctuary, or KWS for short.
Ah, yes. It's located in Uttar Pradesh, right near the border of Nepal.
Exactly. It's a haven for an incredible array of wildlife, from majestic tigers and rhinos to elusive gangetic dolphins.
And it's not just about the charismatic megafauna. The sanctuary is home to a diverse ecosystem of forest, grasslands, and wetlands, making it a crucial corridor for wildlife movement between India and Nepal.
It's a reminder that protecting these interconnected ecosystems is vital for the long-term survival of so many species. Now let's switch gears and dive into an issue that's been plaguing India for decades: river pollution.
Unfortunately, many of our rivers are facing a serious pollution crisis.
And one of the most polluted is the Yamuna River. But there's hope on the horizon. A major initiative is underway to clean up the Yamuna, aiming to restore its health within the next 3 years.
That's an ambitious goal, but a necessary one.
The Yamuna is a lifeline for millions of people, but it's been struggling for decades.
This ambitious plan involves a four-pronged approach. They're focusing on improving sewage treatment, tackling industrial waste, strengthening solid waste management, and promoting riverfront development. It's a comprehensive strategy that aims to address the problem from all angles.
And speaking of amazing journeys, let's end part one of our deep dive with a creature that's known for its incredible navigational skills:
Intrigued, who are we talking about?
the loggerhead turtle.
Ah, those ocean wanderers. They use the Earth's magnetic field to navigate across vast distances, connecting different parts of our planet's oceans.
It's mind-boggling how they can travel thousands of miles and still find their way back to the same nesting beaches where they were born.
It's a testament to the incredible adaptations that life on Earth has evolved.
Absolutely. And sadly, these magnificent creatures are facing threats like habitat loss and accidental fishing.
It's a reminder that we need to do more to protect not just individual species, but the entire ecosystems they depend on.
Well said. That's a wrap on part one of our February 18th, 2025 deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground today, from global health and ancient history to technological innovations and environmental challenges. But don't worry, there's more to come. Stay tuned for part two, where we'll delve deeper into these topics and unpack even more crucial current affairs. Until then, keep those brains buzzing and those prep spirits high.
Welcome back, future civil servants, to part two of our current affairs deep dive. We're picking up right where we left off, dissecting those key events that are crucial for your UPSC preparation.
Exactly. Remember, we're all about making your exam prep a little less overwhelming, a little more engaging, and a lot more effective. So buckle up and let's dive back in.
Speaking of diving in, let's revisit a topic that's making waves in the international arena: exercise Komodo.
Ah, yes, the multilateral naval exercise that's bringing together 39 countries in the Indo-Pacific region. What's fascinating about this exercise is that it goes beyond just military drills.
Absolutely. It's a platform for fostering collaboration and building trust among navies from diverse backgrounds. Imagine ships from India, the US, China, and Indonesia all participating in joint maneuvers, sharing expertise, and working together towards a common goal.
It's a powerful symbol of international cooperation and a reminder that global challenges require global solutions. And speaking of global challenges, let's turn our attention to a health concern that knows no borders: measles.
Unfortunately, we're seeing a resurgence of this highly contagious viral disease, especially in regions with lower vaccination rates. This underscores the critical importance of maintaining high immunization coverage.
Vaccines are one of the most effective public health interventions ever developed, and yet there's still a lot of misinformation and hesitancy surrounding them. What are some of the challenges in combating vaccine hesitancy, especially in the digital age where misinformation spreads so quickly?
That's a great question, and it's something that public health officials are grappling with worldwide. One challenge is addressing the root causes of hesitancy, which can range from a lack of trust in authorities to concerns about vaccine safety. Another challenge is effectively communicating accurate information and debunking myths in a way that resonates with diverse audiences.
It's a complex issue, but one that deserves our attention, especially given the potential consequences of outbreaks. Now let's shift gears and talk about an initiative that's close to home: the ambitious project to clean up the Yamuna River.
It's a massive undertaking, but one that's crucial not just for the environment, but also for the millions of people who rely on the Yamuna for their livelihoods.
The river has been grappling with pollution for decades, and this comprehensive plan aims to address the problem from multiple angles. Can you remind us what those key strategies are?
Of course. Firstly, it involves improving sewage treatment infrastructure to ensure that wastewater is properly treated before it's released into the river. Secondly, it focuses on regulating industrial waste discharge to minimize pollution from factories and manufacturing plants. Thirdly, it addresses solid waste management by improving garbage collection and disposal systems to prevent waste from ending up in the river. Finally, it promotes riverfront development to create green spaces and public areas along the river, fostering a sense of ownership and responsibility among citizens.
It's a holistic approach that tackles both the sources of pollution and the ways in which the river is perceived and utilized by communities. Now let's take a journey back in time and explore those fascinating Kalyana Chalukyas inscriptions that were recently unearthed.
These inscriptions are like time capsules, offering valuable insights into the history, culture, and administration of this powerful dynasty.
What are some of the key things that historians and archaeologists hope to learn from these inscriptions?
They're hoping to glean details about the Chalukyas' political structure, their social hierarchy, their religious practices, and their economic activities. These inscriptions could shed light on their interactions with neighboring kingdoms, their trade routes, and their contributions to art, architecture, and literature.
It's amazing how these ancient texts can unlock so much information about a bygone era.
Now let's turn our attention to a topic that highlights the power of technology in protecting wildlife, the TrailGuard AI system.
This innovative system is proving to be a game changer in the fight against poaching. By using artificial intelligence to differentiate between humans, animals, and vehicles, TrailGuard can detect suspicious activity in protected areas and alert park rangers in real time.
It's like having an extra set of eyes, constantly monitoring the forest, even in remote areas where traditional surveillance methods are difficult to implement. How is this technology being used in India, and what are some of the challenges in implementing it effectively? TrailGuard is being deployed in several wildlife sanctuaries and national parks across India, helping to protect endangered species like tigers, elephants, and rhinos. Some of the challenges include ensuring the robustness and reliability of the AI algorithms, addressing potential privacy concerns, and ensuring that the technology is used responsibly and ethically.
It's a powerful tool in the fight against poaching, but it's important to use it wisely and to address any potential ethical implications. Now let's talk about something that reflects India's commitment to promoting a holistic approach to well-being, the Prime Minister's Yoga Awards.
These prestigious awards recognize individuals and organizations making significant contributions to the field of yoga both in India and internationally.
This year, the Ministry of Ayush is emphasizing the role of yoga in disease prevention, health promotion, and the management of lifestyle-related disorders. It's about recognizing the multifaceted benefits of yoga, not just the physical aspects.
Exactly. It's about highlighting the potential of yoga to improve physical, mental, and emotional well-being. These awards also bring attention to the ancient wisdom of yoga and its relevance in modern life.
It's a reminder that true well-being encompasses all aspects of our being, and that yoga can be a powerful tool for achieving balance and harmony. Now let's shift gears and revisit a topic that underscores the crucial role of international cooperation in addressing global challenges, ICD-11, the World Health Organization's latest edition of the International Classification of Diseases.
This system plays a vital role in helping countries track and respond to disease outbreaks, analyze health trends, and allocate healthcare resources effectively. It's a global early warning system for public health threats.
And its importance has become even more evident in recent years, especially in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. What are some of the key improvements and updates that have been incorporated into ICD-11?
ICD-11 incorporates advancements in medical knowledge, reflects changes in disease patterns, and includes new categories for conditions that were not previously recognized. It also emphasizes the use of electronic health records and data analytics to improve disease surveillance and response.
It's a constantly evolving system that reflects the dynamic nature of global health. Now let's dive back into the realm of international security and revisit the ongoing situation in Ukraine.
The conflict continues to be a major focus of global attention, and we discussed earlier how Ukraine has acquired a new weapon system, the Grave Hawk, to bolster its defenses.
This short-range surface-to-air missile system is designed to intercept fast-moving threats like drones and missiles, providing a crucial layer of protection.
And one of its key advantages is its use of infrared guidance, making it difficult for enemy forces to detect and counter.
It's a reminder that the landscape of warfare is constantly evolving, and technology plays an increasingly critical role in modern conflicts. Now, speaking of evolution, let's revisit those fascinating Kalyana Chalukyas inscriptions we discussed earlier.
Archaeologists are increasingly using advanced imaging techniques and digital tools to analyze and decipher ancient inscriptions.
It's incredible how technology is helping to unlock secrets from the past and shed new light on historical events, cultural practices, and the evolution of language.
These discoveries remind us that the past is constantly being reinterpreted and that technology is playing a vital role in this process.
And that brings us to the end of part 2 of our deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground, exploring a diverse range of topics that are relevant for your UPSC preparation.
We've delved into international relations, public health, environmental challenges, technological advancements, and ancient history, highlighting the interconnectedness of these issues and their impact on India and the world.
But our journey isn't over yet. Stay tuned for Part 3, where we'll wrap up our exploration of current affairs and equip you with even more insights to help you excel in your UPSC exam. All right, folks, welcome back to the Deep Dive. It's still February 18th, 2025, and this is the final stretch of our daily current affairs analysis, Part 3, where we kind of step back, see the big picture, and solidify those key takeaways for your UPSC prep.
Exactly. We're going to kind of synthesize everything we've talked about, highlight those insights that might give you that extra edge in the exam.
So grab those notepads, folks, because we're about to crystallize those knowledge nuggets into pure UPSC gold. Now, remember in Part 2, we were talking about those loggerhead turtles and their incredible navigation skills? It's just mind-blowing how they travel across those vast oceans using the Earth's magnetic field as their guide.
It really highlights that deep connection between living beings and our planet's natural forces. I mean, these turtles are basically living compasses. It's a testament to the power of evolution and adaptation.
And it reminds us that our actions, especially those that impact the environment, have these ripple effects that go way beyond our immediate surroundings.
Exactly. Protecting these amazing creatures and their habitats isn't just about conservation. It's about understanding how interconnected we are with the natural world.
And speaking of interconnectedness, we also discussed Exercise Komodo, that multilateral naval exercise happening in the Indo-Pacific.
Right, and that exercise really highlights the importance of collaboration and diplomacy in maintaining peace and stability in a region that's becoming more and more important on the global stage.
It shows what can happen when nations come together, put aside their differences, and work towards a common goal. Focusing on shared goals and taking collective action to address those maritime security concerns.
And that's a valuable lesson for, aspiring diplomats and policymakers. The ability to navigate complex geopolitical landscapes, build alliances, and foster cooperation is absolutely crucial in today's world.
Couldn't agree more. Now, switching gears for a moment to a topic that's always on the UPSC radar, public health. We talked about the comeback of measles and how crucial vaccinations are.
Right. And this issue highlights the need for, a strong public health system, effective ways to communicate and fight misinformation, and fair access to healthcare services, especially for the most vulnerable.
It also shows how important it is to make decisions based on evidence and how scientific literacy plays a big role in shaping public policy.
Aspiring civil servants really need to be able to analyze data, understand scientific evidence, and, make informed decisions that prioritize public health well-being.
Now let's shift our focus to that ambitious project to clean up the Yamuna River. What do you think are the key takeaways from that initiative?
Well, it shows just how complex environmental problems can be and how we need solutions that tackle the root causes of pollution and change the way we interact with our natural resources.
It's not just about technology. It's about changing behavior, getting communities involved, and ensuring sustainable practices, right?
Absolutely. And for future administrators, this highlights the importance of collaborative governance, working with different stakeholders, and being able to balance competing interests while keeping environmental sustainability a top priority.
Okay, let's take a quick trip back in time and revisit those Kalyana Chalukyas inscriptions we discussed earlier. What key lessons can we take away from this discovery?
This archaeological find reminds us how important it is to preserve our cultural heritage and how understanding history helps us understand the present. It also shows how historical research is constantly evolving, with technology constantly reshaping our understanding of the past.
It's a great reminder that history isn't set in stone. It's a dynamic field always being enriched by new discoveries and perspectives.
And for UPSC aspirants, this emphasizes the need to stay up to date on the latest archaeological findings and what they mean for our understanding of Indian history and culture.
Now let's turn our attention back to the power of technology, specifically the TrailGuard AI system. What are your thoughts on this innovation?
I think it's a great example of how technology can be used to tackle complex challenges like protecting wildlife. It also brings up important questions about the ethics of AI, the importance of responsible development, and the need for safeguards to prevent misuse.
It's a good reminder that as technology advances, we need to keep ethics at the forefront and make sure it's used for the greater good.
Absolutely. For future policymakers, it's crucial to stay informed about new technologies, their potential benefits and risks, and to create regulations that encourage innovation while protecting society's values.
Well said. So as we wrap up our deep dive today, we've explored a wide range of topics from global health and environmental issues to technological breakthroughs and international relations.
We've looked at ancient history and its relevance in today's world, and through it all, we've emphasized how interconnected these issues are, their impact on India, and the skills future civil servants need to navigate this complex landscape.
Remember, the UPSC exam isn't just about knowing facts. It's about being able to analyze, think critically, be aware of ethical considerations, and apply what you know to real-world problems.
So keep learning, be curious, and don't hesitate to dig deeper into the issues that are shaping our world.
And most importantly, never stop asking questions, challenging assumptions, and looking for creative solutions that benefit everyone.
That's what it truly means to be a civil servant, a leader who is well-informed, insightful, and dedicated to serving the nation and its people.
And on that note, my friends, we wrap up our February 18th, 2025 deep dive. We hope you found it insightful, engaging, and most importantly, helpful for your UPSC preparation.
Remember, knowledge is power, but it's the wisdom to use that knowledge effectively and ethically that really makes a difference.
Until next time, keep those brains buzzing, keep those prep spirits high, and don't forget to subscribe, and share this deep dive with your fellow UPSC aspirants.